Tate, the renowned and problematic influencer, has consistently expressed a strong aversion towards the notion of depression. Yet, during his recent discussion with the therapist and retired Canadian actor David Sutcliffe, Tate unveiled the underlying reasons for his insecurities. In a surprising turn of events, Sutcliffe, leveraging his therapeutic expertise, skillfully guided Tate on a path of self-exploration and comprehension. The interviews with Tate have been marked by intriguing revelations. Notably, Andrew Tate's conversation with Tucker Carlson stands out as a pinnacle in his career, amassing an impressive 107 million views to date on the platform X. This exchange has secured its position as Top G's most triumphant interview, capturing the attention and engagement of a vast audience. Is Andrew Tate insecure? In the video shared on platform X by user Tate News, Sutcliffe initiated the conversation by mentioning that the perspective could vary based on the nature of energy. He then proposed the notion that arrogance could potentially serve as a mask for underlying insecurities. He posed a question, inquiring if there were areas in which one might feel insecure. Tate responded by expressing that these were inquiries he hadn't encountered before. He pondered on the idea, questioning himself about potential insecurities. He also shared an intriguing aspect of his personality, indicating that he refrained from engaging in activities he wasn't proficient at. Expanding on his approach, Tate went on to mention his refusal to partake in tasks he deemed himself unskilled. He elaborated on his strategy of enlisting others who excel in those areas or delegating those tasks in exchange for value. He emphasized that this approach defined his entire way of life. Sutcliffe continued the discourse by pointing out Tate's tendency to rationalize his behavior. He acknowledged that rationalization often served as a defense mechanism. In response, Tate acknowledged that his entire framework and worldview were constructed through a substantial process of rationalization. He admitted that while rationalization was a powerful tool, it had limitations as not everything in life could be rationalized. He conceded that despite his rational approach, he was not devoid of emotions. He acknowledged Sutcliffe's observation that he did indeed experience feelings. Tate said,
because these are questions I've never been asked before. But I don't, okay, so what am I insecure about? This is another point, and maybe this is a personality characteristic, which is interesting. I don't do anything I'm bad at, ever. I refuse to do anything I am bad at. If I'm bad at it, I hire someone else to do it, or I find someone else who's good at it, and I offer value to them to do it. I don't do my entire reality.
He continued, No,
I don't think it's emotional. I think it's purely logical. I'm thinking about my day. Every single thing I do are the things I am absolute best at. If I'll put boxing gloves on after this and I'll go fight and I'll beat everybody. I'll destroy everyone. And I think I only enjoy things that I'm good at.
He also said,
And I also think that if I have X amount of hours in the day, the way I can be the most competitive, most fearsome predator is to spend all of my waking time doing things I'm the best at and leave things that I'm not good at to the other people who perhaps are good at them. It's all, my entire framework and how I view the world has all been one massive rationalization, and it's let me build a reality which is exactly what I want it to be.
You must know that that has limitations, because you can't rationalize everything. That's not what life is.
Isn't it?
Right?
He continued,
There's other layers of reality that the mind does not understand.
And just because I rationalize things doesn't mean I don't feel things. But yeah.
I know you feel things.
Yeah, I feel things.
I compiled small clips out of the whole interview, where Andrew takes shock or just straight up amaze these psychologists because it is very crazy views. And honestly, I find these clips to be one of the most interesting parts of the whole interview. And you will probably as well. Take a look at this. This was interesting.
I don't feel like I had time to feel pain, or I didn't feel like I had time to be a victim.
You had nothing but time.
No, I didn't have time.
What are you talking about?
Because everyone outside still relied on me. So when I would get on the phone, people would say,
is that avoidance though?
I don't know.
Do you keep busy? Do you avoid your feelings by keeping busy, being on the computer all the time?
All the things I had to do still had to be done. Just because they threw me in a cell, it just made it more difficult, which means I have less time than ever because the difficulty's been increased. And when I would get on the phone, we wouldn't discuss how I'm feeling. I'd be worried about how everyone else is. They'd be like, how are you? Yeah, I'm in jail. What's going on with this? Are you okay? Are your bills paid? Are press hassling you? I was worried about fixing everyone else's problems from jail more than I was concerned about myself or my own mental well-being. And if I felt particularly, when I say pain is an awkward one. I don't know if I felt pain because I don't feel sorry for myself, and I've developed this mindset of such absolute accountability that even though what happened to me I believe was unfair, and even though I'm completely innocent, I didn't think, why? I didn't think, why is this happening? I didn't think, why me? Think, oh, this is unfair. Like, none of these things crossed my mind. I was like, this is garbage. However, you can't become the most Google man in the world without, with every light has a dark, right? Like, let's be realistic about this.
Yeah.
I'm thrown in a jail cell. Do I belong here? No. But am I here? Yes. I was pretty logical about it. And I was like, okay, I've got a lot of things I need to get done. And I would feel angry if I couldn't get them done. But I don't think I felt pain. Now, I'll admit, I don't sleep very well since I've left.
Why?
I could admit
Do you
that.
know why? I heard you say in one interview that you have nightmares.
I do have nightmares. Yeah.
What are your nightmares about?
I don't think they're about anything. I just have like almost like an adrenaline rush out of nowhere while I'm sleeping, and I shoot up. I bolt awake.
No thoughts, no memories, no
real
visions?
thoughts, no real story.
Fear, that's fear.
I guess it is, yeah.
So let's just, you're let's, the dreams are a reflection of the unconscious. And if you're having nightmares, there must be some unresolved fear that wants to get worked out.
I believe so, but then also, I love the idea of that. This is
what?
of having unresolved fear. That sounds like the most interesting thing in the world to me. If someone were to say to me, Andrew, take this pill and your unresolved fear will vanish, I would say absolutely and utterly not. That's not fun. The fun is there's something in my mind which I don't have complete control or complete understanding of yet, and it's not detrimenting my day-to-day life really. Okay, I lose a bit of sleep, but this sounds like an interesting journey. It sounds like I'm in a new level of the video game and I've been thrust into a dark forest and I get to do something brand new, and I'm really genuinely not worried about it.
You're not, yeah, you shouldn't be worried about it. It's
I'm
just
not worried
where
about
you
it.
are.
I'm not worried about it, and I'm also not like, oh, I need to fix this. I don't care. I'll have nightmares, and I'll wake up, and I'll either go back to sleep or I'll continue to work, and that's life.
Maybe life will keep giving you situations in which you'll have to confront that fear to resolve it.
Why would I want to resolve it?
Well, because...
I mean, if I'm really that tired, I'll sleep.
No, but fear creates distortions in our mind, right? I mean, fear is the seed of evil. Right? And so we want to know what we're afraid of, because if we block our fear, we're susceptible to bad actions, right? And fooling ourselves about what they are, rationalizing. So I would argue that it's actually vital for you in the position that you are in and the responsibility that you have to actually confront your fear in a very real way, which probably goes back to your childhood.
Leave a like on the video and subscribe to notifications so you don't miss the latest updates. Like many others in the MMA community, Andrew Tate has taken notice of Dillon Danis' ongoing antics towards Logan Paul on social media and has called on a therapist to help him out. David Sutcliffe recently took to Twitter to pose a question to his followers on who they would like to see him interview next. He received excellent reviews for a recent interview he conducted with Top G, which was a discussion that lasted over 2 hours. The influencer offered his suggestion, which is also an endorsement as it shows that he enjoyed his experience and didn't believe there were any ulterior motives when he was being interviewed by the therapist. He commented that it could help Logan Paul in dealing with his fiancée Nina Agdal being brought into the build-up for his upcoming boxing bout with Dillon Danis, writing, "Logan probably needs some help." It will be interesting to see whether David Sutcliffe will take Andrew Tate up on his suggestion and reach out to Logan Paul for an interview.